Hi, welcome to the Russ and Vince Courtside Podcast. I'm your host, Vince. Before we go into the video, please hit that like and subscribe button down below if you enjoy our videos. Let's get right into it.
Yes, indeed. Let's get right into this. What is going on with the Thunder versus Timberwolves series? Is this a boring series or are we just spoiled? We're going to dive into this topic, but of course, I'm your host, Vince here. And of course, we got our other co host, Russ here. Welcome to the Russ and Vince Courtside Podcast. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Hit your notifications, turn that bell on for any updated videos coming out, as well as any live streams that we like to do during the playoffs. Feel free to join those. And of course, if you enjoy the video, hit a like, share with your friends. If in fact you think they're going to enjoy the content as well, we got some very interesting topics to talk about, primarily focused on the Thunder Timberwolves matchup. Unfortunately, we haven't had the best opportunities to talk about each and every game, but we're going to do a rapid fire, something new, just kind of topics, give our takes, our opinions, see what you guys think. And if you agree, let us know. If you have a difference of opinions, leave your comments down below. But of course, as we stated, what's going on with the Thunder and Timberwolves series? First and foremost, we're gonna again go into these hot takes real quick. Is Anthony Edwards not really ready for the biggest stage? We've heard a lot, and I'll take this one first, and I'll let you go, Russ, and we'll pick it up from there. We've heard a lot, right, from ESPN about how Anthony Edwards is basically the second coming of Michael Jordan, right? We've heard how we have literally heard how Anthony Edwards is basically being pushed to be the face of the league. We've heard how Anthony Edwards is this dog. He's just ready to go take on the league himself. He's basically ready to just go take the next step, as LeBron James had told him in their first round matchup. And yet, here we are in the Western Conference Finals. Back to back years, he's made the Western Conference Finals, and he's not really much to show for it. Very inconsistent. I almost feel like this is where age and a lack of experience comes in. I do think that there is some coaching questions that we do need to talk about, because arguably when your best player is struggling the way that he is, not taking the shots that he should be taking, and then and missing press conferences, and then when he actually does have a press conference, basically what he talks about is how he was trying to make the right play, when arguably the right play for him is to just go score the damn ball. And so many questions going and surrounding Anthony Edwards. I personally think, unfortunately, we needed to pump the brakes. We kind of thought too much quickly in terms of him and his ascension. He's definitely a superstar talent in the making, but he's not quite ready there yet. Russ, what's your take on this? I want to know your opinion.
Ant-Man is not ready for the biggest stage yet. He is showing us again that this is a big man's league, and he's 23. What he has shown is a lack of maturity. I mean, in that interview recently, I think before at the end of last game, he was talking about, it's like, did Ant-Man struggle? He's like, I didn't struggle. Well, then why didn't you take the shots? I mean, he's like, I just didn't get enough shot attempts up. I mean, he was like 5 for 13 or something like that. I mean, why didn't you take the shots? You're the leader of the team. Demand the ball. I mean, take the ball. You're the one who can take it and run with it. Do whatever you want with it. Ant-Man is just showing that he's not ready for this stage yet. And also that the Thunder I mean, to me, if you switch Ant and put SJ on it, you would kind of blend in the Thunder with Ant and his struggles, because the Thunder are just such a good team. But my thing is that Anthony Edwards is not ready for it. Not yet. His time is coming. But right now, it's SGA.
Awesome. So yeah, we got our takes for that, man. Let's move on to the next one here. Now, this one's very interesting, and something interesting about this, eh, Julius Randle, my guy, what are you doing? You have been such a disappointment, man. It's like when you're having a great game, you get at least close to winning, right? If you look at the box score in that first game, game one, he had like 28 points, right? 20 of those 28 points were in the first half. The second half, only 8 points. Then the second game, guess how many points he scored? 6, right? The one game that they won, he had 20 plus points. This last game, game 4, 6 points. 2 for 11 from the field. It's to me, this right here that we're seeing with Julius Randle is the reason why the Knicks got rid of him because he is very inconsistent. And it's really odd that now that he's playing against an actual competitive and competent team, he's not really looking the best. Outside of Julius Randle, one thing that I kind of started to pay attention to, not just in this series, but really all playoffs along, is Mike Conley. Where the heck are you at, bro? Mike Conley has, in my honest opinion, really let down the Timberwolves. I remember Mike Conley back in the day when he was a Memphis Grizzly, and they used to talk about how he's a great two-way point guard, do this, do that. And then you see with Utah, he did really good there. And then you even saw early stages with the Timberwolves being a great leader and still contributing. He is having one of the worst playoff series and worst playoff seasons of his career. And it's really hurting because when you need him the most, he's not showing up. I can't remember the last time he had a double digit scoring game. And I'm not saying everything's about scoring, but at the end of the day, contribute something. So my hot take with this is Julius Randle, what in the world are you doing, bro? You were the second option. This team traded for you, traded picks for you. Oh, okay. And arguably, you've had the opposite of Mike Conley. You've had a great playoff season. But unfortunately, again, now that you're playing against a very good, not just defensive team, but a very defensive scheme team led by their coach, and you can see the adjustments that this coach is making, amazing job. You don't have answers for that. Some of that's on your coach, but your coach can't make the plays at the end of the day. That's on you. So I want your take, Russ. What's your take necessarily on the Julius Randle and the Mike Conley no show? I want to know what your
Julius Randle is disappearing, which we are clearly seeing that. Like you said, playing against a competent team in the Thunder who actually have somewhat big bodies to be able to combat him because, you saw the Warriors with no Steph Curry, kind of look jumbled up and a little bit of a mess because, for one, it's a smaller team in the Warriors. Obviously, you got Draymond Green, but I think he's not taller than 6'6". So it's just like you got the Lakers who are small, the Warriors who are small. Now you finally got a team who's actually matched your size. It's not like they're like bigger than them. The Wolves are actually a big team. But Julius Randle disappearing, it's kind of like what happened? Game 1, you punched him in the mouth. You may not have won that game, but you punched him in the mouth with Julius Randle scoring. I think he scored like 28, like you were talking about, and then nobody else could score. And then the second game, he scores like 6 points, and then that's when everyone else kind of played better on the Wolves, and then Julius Randle with 6 points. So it's like, what are they doing to not get Julius Randle involved in the game? The Mike Conley thing, I mean, he is a little bit older. I think he's like 36. And I think it was last season when he said, come on, guys, I don't want to be selfish, but win it for me. I ain't got much left in the gas tank. And so this is kind of sad for me to see because he's a good dude. Conley just not showing up, though, is a huge problem because, like you said, trading out, those draft picks and all that for him and then not showing up in the playoffs right now is just kind of really hurting them. I mean, it's just crazy drop-off from a few years ago, but I mean, this is bad for the Wolves. This is the thing I wanted to go into was the Julius Randle Cat trade. Was it a positive or was it a negative for this Wolves team? Vince, I'm going to let you take this right here. Do you think or negative?
Yeah, man. I mean, I would definitely say, as weird as it is, look at the series. Both people and both teams that made these trades are down 3-1. Both teams of these two team players that were traded basically both made it to the conference finals. So I almost feel like it's a net positive, or at least it's a net even. I mean, I don't know if there's positive, negative, evens. I don't know, but it's even because literally the results are the results. You're both down 3-1. Both players have their deficiencies, and sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. Arguably, you could say Cat has much better statistics than Julius Randle because the fall off for him has been very bad because of his inconsistency. You can't go one game scoring 28, and then the next you're not even scoring double digits. Like we haven't seen that from Cat. At least Cat is contributing on the offensive end. It's just the defensive end, he's not doing much, right? And so I don't know. I do think that it's kind of like a dead even situation, which is odd to say, but that's my take on that. What's your take on that, Russ?
I mean, I was honestly going to say the same thing. It was kind of like a trick question where it's not a positive or a negative. Both teams are like this. I'd almost kind of say is maybe each team kind of needs the other person who they traded away's skill set almost. Because in the Wolves one, it's like, well, they could almost use a bigger body. I mean, Julius Randle is big, but Cat is definitely bigger. So I don't know. It's just kind of crazy because it's like, well, back to the drawing board this offseason if both of those teams get eliminated in this round because like they're like, dang, they're both kind of have to figure out, well, because they're going to have to move one of those people. Julius Randle, I feel like is still good enough to be able to go on a contending team, but I don't think he can be your second best person either. And yeah, I mean, keep it moving. What we got next?
Yeah, man. Good take. All right, next up here, I'm going to start us off with this one. OKC. So there's been some recent talk, man. Does OKC have a big three? And a lot of it starts with Jalen Williams, career high. I think he had like 36 points, right? And that game 4 win in Minnesota. Then you had Chet Holmgren, right? So a lot of this story that we're hearing about is, does OKC not only have a big three now, but is this like the big three of the future? They're so young, they're so talented. Their oldest player is literally 26 and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And you got to kind of wonder, like, how much longer will this team stay together? You know, Sam Presti's done a great job stockpiling all these draft picks and then hitting on a lot of these picks in terms of the players to build the system that they got for their coach, Dagnall, right? And so I almost feel like because they're homegrown, and we haven't seen really a homegrown big three since the Golden State Warriors when they had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and everybody else around them were interchangeable. I think that there might be a way where the Thunder might be able to keep this big three together. And then as far as the others, do some timely trades, which we know they can be aggressive really if they want. They have so many draft picks for the future, even with as great and talented as this team is, they can really do what they want to do. And we might be seeing the making of a possible dynasty in the making just from these three players. One is 23, one's 24, one's 26. You mean to tell me they're not even in their prime yet? But what's your take on?
Hold up. Okay, first take. All right, pump the brakes. We ain't talking dynasties here. Let's get one first. No, I'm just kidding. No. Take the camera. I'll be back to you.
Nah, man. But
but honestly, you're right.
Yeah.
I do like that because, dude, I mean, how can you disagree? I mean, OKC has, as much as you want to hate him, and believe me, I want to hate him. Every time I see that AT&T commercial, because that's straight cocky, bro. I'm not saying cocky, but like, damn, you guys really that good, man. They coming in here all looking fine, and dude, J-Dub with the sideways hat. I was like, bro, you guys are crazy. Man, just Chet Holmgren, man. I mean, I can't deny it, man, but he's pretty damn good, actually. All right, man. I'm sorry, this is a family show up here. No, I'm just kidding. But Chet Holmgren, man, he actually be good with it. He kind of reminds me of the DeAndre Ayton though, back in during the Suns run, where like, bro, like against the Lakers, dude, DeAndre Ayton through that 2021 playoff series run, he was good. He was good, and he was just like a second year in the league too. And then as soon as he goes to Portland, you ain't never hear about him again. It takes the right people together to make it work. And I feel like because OKC is so young, they're making it work. But I can't tell if Chet Holmgren is just right now, like feeling it in the moment. They're clicking on all cylinders. They're doing well. Or, is he that good? Or is it just a product of SGA and everyone around him, And then J-Dub, I mean, he can't lie. He kind of reminds me of a young, like, I can't say, yeah, a young Bradley Beal, where he's quick with it, and he's got them handles, too. He kind of reminds me of that game a little bit.
Interesting comparison. I've never heard that one before, but
the way he moves, he's just so slick like butter in between,
shifty. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, go back to your point. I mean, who knows, man? It could be the beginning of a dynasty in the making, obviously, because dynasties at one point were in the making, and so it's just kind of reminiscent of a dynasty. But especially with Sam Presti and all those picks. But sorry, man, I had to cut you off because I heard dynasty, and I was like, no, wait, hold on a second. Haven't even won one yet.
Oh, my bad. Going to the next topic. We're having some technical difficulties, guys. My apologies. Russ, go ahead and take this one away, and then we'll rapid fire. We got one more after this one. Go ahead.
Put Ant on the Thunder. Are we looking at Ant like we do SGA? Perspective. I mean, yes, you have Ant and his sometimes lack of consistency with scoring or aggressiveness. But I mean, like, realistically, put Ant on the Thunder. I just feel like they'd be in the same spot they are now. With like, let's just put SGA on the Wolves. Do you have that same level of SGA on the Wolves? And to me, I just think that Ant on the Thunder would almost look similar. I'm not saying that the numbers would all be the same, but I just feel like they'd be in the same spot in the Western Conference Finals. They would actually be, I would put them beating the Wolves if Ant was on the Thunder. I mean, it's just to me, it's just kind of like a perspective thing, because I know SGA has those numbers. He's really good. He's got that aura everyone wants. But I don't want to say Ant's struggles are honestly as bad as people put them. I just feel like Ant's team around him is not doing what they need to be doing. I mean, we talked about it. We got Julius Randle. We got Conley just not showing up when you're getting paid like you should be showing up. So that's just my thought. But what do you have?
That's a good perspective. I mean, it's definitely easy for us to kind of look at it that way. Like, you see how good Anthony Edwards is, especially in situations where, he showed up, but then you look at SGA and, arguably, even when he has a bad game, his team around him is just built in a way where they can cover for some of those lacking, defensive times with the games or offensive times. But I don't know. For me, I do think that this roster is very well constructed and catered to SGA in this case, because SGA is the point guard. And although Anthony Edwards, a lot of times we see him with the ball in his hands, as it should be, there's definitely a difference when it comes to getting everybody else around him um, involved compared to Anthony Edwards. It's like one game we'll see him want to get everybody involved, and then other games, it's just like he goes complete Kobe mode. And I love me some Kobe, right? But at the same time, what that means is he's not looking to help and spread the sugar around from everybody else. Now, a lot of that also isn't his fault either, because, like you said, when you have somebody like Mike Conley and Julius Randle not showing up on a consistent basis, on a game to game basis, it's kind of hard to want to pass them the ball. Now, we also have to look at what we've been seeing from Jaden McDaniels. His emergence, arguably, he's been the most reliable secondary option for the Wolves at this point, not Julius Randle, because what we have seen from McDaniels, not only does it give it to you consistently on the defensive end, but offensively, you can count on him when you at least make him somewhat of a focal point and you look for him, especially early on. That's usually when the Wolves are doing a much better job in terms of the gameplay than these games that we've seen where they're kind of clearly looking outclassed. But yes, like I said, obviously when we're talking about the two, who's better? one could honestly just say, you know what? And we might as well just go right into this next topic. Actually, maybe SGA is just this good. Maybe he's just this good because I know that a lot of people like to hate on SGA. So this is a great topic that we could finish this video on. The SGA hate, is it warranted or is he really just this good? Now, my perspective on this, Russ, he's good. And nobody's taking that away. Nobody is saying SGA is bad, right? He's clearly a great player. He just won MVP, deservingly so. That's not why people don't like him or are rooting against the Thunder. It's what he does during the game with the antics and the flopping and all the free throw merchant stuff and just it's almost like it's put offish. Like you almost want to root against it because it looks like bad basketball to some of us who are used to seeing basketball a certain way. Now, one could say, arguably, what he's doing is no different than what's been done before. If you can draw fouls and you're really good at doing that, of course, any advantage you can get in the game, do it. However, don't do it the way that we've been seeing where he is being extra, right? Like when you see a grown man at 26 years old on the basketball court flopping the way that he does, it's very extra and it's very annoying to watch. A lot of times you'll see like the refs calling these bogus fouls and you see the frustration on these other or players on these other teams. And you're sitting here wondering like, bro, is this what we have to look forward to watching? Because if so, I'll catch you after the series is over. And I think that's why not a lot of people are talking a lot about this series because it's a dull. It's kind of boring, right? Compared to the Pacers and the Knicks, you get a lot of clean basketball. You let it be physical. Some people will get calls, some people don't. You could even say Jalen Brunson, who was low key a mini free throw merchant, he's been contained, right? And so now we're seeing a lot better play with the Eastern Conference Finals compared to the West because from what one game to another, it's so obvious who's going to be getting the favorable foul calls and who's not. And I believe there was a stat, and I'll let you finish this off, where it literally showed the game that SGA did not make at least double or get double digit free throw attempts, they got blown out, right? That was game 3. All the other games, he's had well more than I believe 15 free throw attempts. And that again is not to say that he's the only MVP to ever do that. It's just how the referees are calling the games, that's the annoying part. So I think a lot of the hate that SGA gets, yes, it is warranted for him because he's got to cut that flopping stuff off. But at the same time, it's really the refs that we should be mad about because we want to see clean, physical playoff basketball, especially when the stakes are high in the Western Conference Finals. That's when we need to see that level of physicality being allowed the most. And we're just not seeing that. But I want to hear your take on this, man, and we're going to finish it up, man. What do you think? Is this warranted or is he just that good and we're just all haters?
I mean, I would say the hate is definitely warranted. I know hate when I see it. The 2015 to 2018 Warriors, that was a level of hate I never wish upon anybody on their favorite basketball team. And of course, LeBron, my favorite player, had to go through it for half a decade, more than half a decade with that damn Warriors, you know. But the thing is I always respected them. I respected the level of greatness they had, even though, like, yeah, it's just like part of the theatrics of being an NBA basketball fan. Is that you hate them, but damn it, you respect them. But you know what? I'm not feeling that with the Thunder. Like, I'm hating them, but I'm not respecting them. I don't know, man. To me, I just kind of trust my gut instinct, and I'm like, I hate them, don't want them to win, but it's not because I respect them. It's just because I'm like, something seems off. I mean, if they're out here talking about free throw merchant on First Take and all this and all that, it's like makes me start to think like maybe it's not just in my head. Maybe it is actually happening. Like, because sometimes they be good actors out there, and I'm just like, maybe he really did get hit. And I'm like, I don't know, you know. But then I'm like, no, it doesn't seem like a fun game of basketball sometimes. But to me, I think the hate is definitely warranted. I'm not an SGA hater out there. He seems really good. I can't say I've watched enough of his games to really give a breakdown of his analysis of who he is as a basketball player and all this kind of stuff. But to me, yeah, it's just the hate is not out of respect. It's just hate. But, you know, it has been a dull and boring series. And I just don't think that this, like you were saying earlier, the Western Conference playoffs to me was Clippers, Thunder. That was a good series.
You mean Clippers, Nuggets?
I can't hear
Or
you.
you mean Nuggets, Thunder?
Oh, sorry. My bad.
No, you're good.
Sorry. Nugget. So the Nuggets Thunder was good, and the Clippers Nuggets was a good series. Other than that, I mean, what other series? Yeah, I don't know. It's just, to me, the Eastern Conference has been a little bit more entertaining to watch in the late here. But yeah, I don't know. The whole SJ hate warrant, to me, it's warranted. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like good basketball sometimes. It just seems like I'm watching him every time I walk around and look at the TV. It's, oh, look, another free throw. No, I saw this I saw this clip of like OKC fans before, and it was like reminiscing, like Russell Westbrook always dunking and yamming on the, you know, the basket, and it's like that's all they were looking forward to, because they're like, just yeah, and then like that was the before, and now the video was it was literally just like a minute 60 seconds long, and it was the longest 60 seconds I ever watched in my life, of before Russell Westbrook when he was yamming on the basketball, and then 60 seconds of SGA just shooting free throws. So,
Hey, man, that's his MVP campaign right there, man. Highlights galore. Yeah, man. Well,
but
yeah, no, you
no hate warranted. SGA, you're a good player.
Oh, yes. Hey, man, either way, I think we're clearly going to see OKC go up against the Pacers in the finals. Personally, I'm going to take the Pacers on that one. And again, it's not me hating on OKC. It's just I like what the Pacers are doing. We're going to see if I'm wrong, or we're going to see if I'm right. But either way, you guys, we appreciate today's episode. Again, if you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button down below. Turn your notifications on, my guys and gals. If you are tuned in, man, if you got the bell ringing, as soon as we go live, as soon as the video is posted, you'll be the first to be aware of it. Very important. If you enjoy the video and the content, hit a like. It's free. We greatly appreciate the support. Share with your friends if you think they are going to enjoy the videos as well. But that's going to be it for today's video. Russ, you got any last words you want to say?
Pacers in 6.
Oh.
No, no, honestly, I was talking about the Eastern Conference Finals, but
You got Thunder in 5, Thunder in 6, Thunder in 7, Minnesota. What you got?
no, Thunder in 5.
Think they're gonna win tomorrow?
Wolves suck.
You guys heard it here.
It's been a boring series, man. Like, what can you say? I mean, the thing is that I was thinking this is going to be a more entertaining series with Ant, with all his, oh yeah, man, I knocked them all down. Add one more ring to the gauntlet over here, Thanos, and then you get man's missing post-game conferences, and I'm looking forward to him talking about it. No, man, it's been a boring series, man. SGA, let's go. Knock them out tomorrow for the Lakers fans. Let's go.
You guys heard it here, man. He's got Thunder in 5. What do you guys got? If, like I said, if you got different opinions on some of the topics we're talking about, please leave a comment down below. We don't have to agree. If you disagree, let us know what your thoughts are. Either way, if you do agree, let us know. We want to hear it. We do actually check the comments, believe it or not. So either way, you guys, this is going to conclude today's episode. We greatly appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of the Russ and Vince Courtside Podcast. We're your hosts. Till next time, and salute.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Russ and Vince Courtside Podcast, where we bring you the hottest NBA moments, discussions, and everything in between. If you like today's show, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a Courtside podcast again.